The NBA All-Star Game, where the best players in the world gather to showcase their skills. A player could only dream of achieving this incredible milestone, while others have been an All-Star for more years than some of you have been alive. Their path to becoming an All-Star goes through us, the fans. Here's an interesting chart that holds no real-world value whatsoever. Players with the most All-Star fan votes in NBA history. Well, technically the most votes since the NBA began keeping track in 1975. Shout out to hoopshype.com for collecting this data since I was in no mood to do it myself. In 25th place is the reigning MVP Nikola Jokic. Michael Jordan's at 20th. Luka Doncic is already at 18th in just his 4th season. You got Iverson at 12th, Curry at 4th, and Kobe with the top spot of 30,260,939 votes. Actually, Kobe's almost number one. Surprise, surprise. And that's just one of many mind-blowing facts about the NBA All-Star Game you have to see to believe. Today's video is sponsored by Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community where you can explore thousands of classes with members across 150 countries. Looking to fuel your passion for design? Skillshare's got you covered. Maybe you're an athlete who wants to enhance your mental game. Well, look no further. From sports to music to business and everything in between, Skillshare's classes are fit for every interest and skill level. One of the most common questions I'm asked by viewers is, how do I make my videos? Or where and how an aspiring creator should get started on their creative journey? And my answer is always Skillshare. Skillshare offers countless classes in animation, editing, filmmaking, and many more. I've been creating videos for years now, and to this day, I continue to use Skillshare to sharpen my craft. Skillshare is ad-free, so you can stay in the zone while exploring new skills. And with new premium classes launching each week, there's no limit to what you can learn and explore. And to help y'all get started, Skillshare is offering a 1-month free trial to the first 1,000 people to click the link in the description. Check out Skillshare and take the next step in your creative journey today. All-Star Weekend is one of the best times to be a fan of the NBA. All the stars getting together, players interacting with each other, acting like they weren't fighting like a married couple on national television just a few days prior, chopping it up with the fans. For 72 hours, we can all ignore the fact that we despise each other's teams and just come together as one. As we sit on the couch and argue with friends that we could score at least 15 points in the three-point contest, knowing full well we have absolutely no chance. And harshly critiquing the dunk contest while Kenny Smith incessantly repeats himself for the 20th year in a row.
Let's go home! Yeah. Let's go home! Let's go home! Let's go home! Let's go home!
All the incredible, irreplaceable madness culminating to the All-Star Game. So let's get the facts straight. NBA All-Star Game Edition. 12 facts you probably didn't know about the NBA All-Star Game. Now, LeBron's record for All-Star fan votes is not the only absurd record LeBron currently holds. He also holds the record for most career points in the All-Star Game. By a lot. In fact, here are the all-time leaders for career points in the All-Star Game, featuring just 4 active players: Carmelo Anthony, Russell Westbrook, Kevin Durant, and LeBron James, with nearly 100 more points than Kobe in second. And this is a total that will continue to grow. Kevin Durant will undoubtedly end up second on this list by the time he retires. And as LeBron's career grows longer, the topic of his age gets brought up more and more. But at 37 years old, LeBron isn't nearly the oldest All-Star in NBA history. That title belongs to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who in 1989 played in his final All-Star game at 41 years old. But in all honesty, this All-Star selection was a bit of a farewell gift to the big man, being that his numbers were far less than All-Star material that season. The oldest player who really earned an All-Star nod was actually Michael Jordan at 39 years old and 357 days, just 8 days before his 40th birthday. In that season, Jordan averaged 20, 6, and 4 a game. On the other end of the spectrum, it is Kobe Bryant who holds the record for the youngest All-Star in NBA history, at just 19 years, 170 days old. At this age, most players, even the most elite talents, are in their freshman seasons of college. But by this point in his career, Kobe was not only an NBA All-Star, he was the leading scorer for the West in the All-Star Game. As a teenager, But if that isn't crazy enough, Kobe Bryant was a starter for the West All-Star team that season, despite not even starting a single game for the Lakers before the All-Star break.
I don't Lakers boys want to take everybody one-on-one. I know, right?
We talking about Kobe? Yeah.
Fast forward 12 years to 2010, and Kobe was still a starter in the NBA All-Star Game. And the 2010 All-Star Game was a historic one. Held in Dallas, this All-Star Game set a new NBA record with over 108,000 fans in attendance, shattering every previous record for an NBA-related game. And the league was able to pull this off because they didn't host the All-Star Game in an NBA arena. They hosted it in an NFL stadium, and there were 25,000 fans over capacity, where a football game looks like this, and a basketball game looks like this. But when you bring all the stars out for one night, it's pretty easy to pack an entire arena as fans from every team show up to see their favorite players team up. And in 2018, fans of the Warriors really got their money's worth, as 4 players from Golden State were selected for the All-Star Game: Stephen Curry, Kevin Durant, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green. A 4-headed all-star monster of a team like this doesn't come around too often. But this actually wasn't the first time 4 teammates were selected for the All-Star Game. In fact, it wasn't the 2nd, or the 3rd, or 4th, or 5th, or 6th, or 7th, or 8th, or 9th, but the 10th time this has happened in NBA history. But for a few years, the Warriors really had a chokehold on the All-Star Game. Kinda like what happened to Pat Riley and his streak of all-star coaching gigs in the 80s. See, originally for the NBA All-Star Game, 2 coaches were selected based off of which team had the best record from each conference. This method of choosing an all-star caliber coach worked well and rewarded those who earned it, until Pat Riley and the Lakers ruined it for everyone. Because from 1982 to 1990, Pat Riley and the Lakers were on such a dominant run that Riley was selected as the coach of the West All-Star team for 8 consecutive seasons. It was at this point that the NBA implemented the Riley rule, stating that a coach cannot lead an NBA All-Star team for 2 consecutive seasons. Now, we cannot talk about this year's All-Star Game without mentioning the elephant in the room. When this season's All-Star starters were announced, NBA fans lost their minds because one of these players is apparently not like the others. I'm of course talking about Giannis. No, I'm actually referring to Andrew Wiggins. And whether you believe he's deserving of this spot or not, here are some players that missed the All-Star Game who 1000% deserve to make it. In 1972, Nate Archibald was not selected as an NBA All-Star after averaging 28 and 9 a game. He was 2nd in points per game that season, he was 3rd in assists per game, he only missed 3 games before the break, and he was generally considered a top 10 player in the NBA at the time. The man dropped 540 bombs in the month before the All-Star Game, including 2 back-to-back 40-point games leading into AllStar Weekend. And what's just as odd about this All-Star snub is that Nate's own teammate, Tom Van Arsdale, made the All-Star team with dramatically less impressive numbers. Another insane All-Star snub came back in 1979 when former San Diego Clipper point guard World B. Free did not make the All-Star team despite averaging nearly 29, 4, and 4 a game. The players that were selected instead were Marquise Johnson, Dennis Johnson, and Otis Birdsong. I'm not making this up. Imagine averaging 29, 4, and 4 a game and being snubbed from the All-Star team by a man named Otis Birdsong. But possibly the most egregious All-Star snub in NBA history belongs to Warrior great Nate Thurmond, who was snubbed from the 1969 All-Star Game despite averaging, you ready for this? 20 points and 20 rebounds a game. Yes, you heard that correctly. A man once averaged 20 points and 20 rebounds a game and did not make the NBA All-Star team. Unfortunately for Nate, the 2 big men selected ahead of him were Wilt Chamberlain, who averaged 22 and 20 a game, and a rookie who averaged 28 and 17 a game named Elvin Hayes. Now, we may never see numbers like this again. The game has changed, and as the game continues to grow and change every season, the All-Star Game evolves with it, with new scoring formats, a new captain system, and way too many threes. I get it, everyone's out there to have fun. No one wants to get injured taking it to the rack in a damn All-Star Game. But over the past few years, the All-Star Game has been notoriously known for resembling more of a three-point contest than an actual basketball game. But the chucking contest that took place in the 2019 All-Star Game remains unlike anything we've ever seen on an NBA floor. On that night, both Team LeBron and Team Giannis shot a combined 167 threes in a single All-Star game. 167 attempted three-pointers in a single game. Not only did they shatter the previous record for attempted threes in a single game, this record will more than likely never be broken, as it continues to be an anomaly of a game to this very day. With 167 three-pointers attempted in just 48 minutes, that means there was a three-point shot going up every 17 seconds. For comparison, in the 2001 All-Star Game, widely regarded as the most exciting All-Star Game ever, there were a total of 31 three-pointers attempted. Just another preposterous and wildly purposeless fact that you now know. You're welcome. And now that we've got the facts straight, hope you all enjoy this season's All-Star Game. And as always, until next time.